Hello, my name is Gichi Gamba. I played the character Adam in the film Theogony. My background in acting, it never really stops. I continue to study. I started in the School of the Arts in high school from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Went on to college for a couple of years and then came out to California. Here I studied in various schools of Anna Chubbuck, Improv Olympic, just to really increase like different areas of the acting world. Some of my recent television and film credits are The Shield, Weeds, Charlie's Angels, Torque, Blaze of Glory. What I did to tackle this role, first I wanted to get as much knowledge as I could because I really didn't know too much about Greek mythology. So I had some long talks with Giovanni, the director, because he's like a walking book of Greek mythology, you know, so much about it. So I got a chance to really get like an idea about the character to, you know, therefore, you know, create relations, you know, from my personal life and, you know, put it into the character. As in terms of physically, I had to get into the gym because the character demanded like a nice physical presence. When I was asked to play the role of Adam for the film, I read the script and was very excited because I noticed that Adam was a very unique character. In addition to the script being a unique script, I like the fact that I play this biblical Adam from the biblical sense of Adam and Eve as it was meshed with Greek mythology. And just the concept of it I thought was really beautiful, you know. I played a scientist who throws a discus, which is, you know, symbolizing, you know, taking that leap forward. The role for this film was it was really physically demanding. So I'm glad I had like a dancing and athletic background, but in a sense it was still really different because I had to throw the discus and I had to work a lot of different muscles. So for that I had to get a trainer, an Olympic trainer who threw the discus, and I had to go to the gym and work all of these new machines. So it was very challenging. And at the same time I'm glad because it got my body back in shape the way that I wanted to have it in shape. And what I liked about working with Sharon, well, you know, our movement is so fluid because, you know, we both came from a dancing background, but it was an interesting time working with her on the film because, you know, we both came to the film as actors as we grew in this entertainment business. You know, just like when we used to dance, we always practice. So, you know, felt like we were like two students, or we were preparing for some big performance, so we had to practice until we like molded into our characters, and it really just came across beautiful once we saw it on screen. We were able to learn like different nuances and to make, you know, our emotions come across. The director, he is a very, let me see, he has his idiosyncrasies. You know, he really is very particular as to how he wants the picture to be presented, which I love because I'm perfectionist at heart myself. He was very informative, you know, with how he wanted the film to go, which kind of made it easier on our parts because he's very precise with, you know, everything from the costume, from the way the scenes should go. You know, when we prepared several scenes, you know, he referenced to certain films. You know, we picked a scene from a Japanese film, referenced a scene from a French film, which really, you know, just brought like our ideals to light as to how we should approach the scene, which is great because, you know, it's good knowing that, you know, we could create something and the director can create a foundation for us to ride upon, and just really made the project easygoing and creative and just beautiful. So Giovanni always created a great working environment for us, you know, and since we prepped the scenes a lot before we shot the film. We rarely had to go like past two takes, you know, because you know just from his vision and from what we understood and what we had to do, and from what we prepared, we were always on time and always just created great scenes.